What's going on, Patreon? Today we're going to talk about gear for the spouse. Now, in my case, that is my wife. This does not have to be for your wife. So if you're a female watching this video, maybe this applies to you, or maybe it applies to your significant other. Either way, I hope it is beneficial. My wife has done many trainings with me of a lot of different degrees of difficulty, to her credit. She can use an AR-15 very well. She can use a handgun very well. And she does carry a handgun every day. And she has her own rifle and her own gear. Now, there is something to be said for having your own anything, because it gives you a different level of responsibility, and it also gives you a different level of decision making in what that gear or item is. So she wants an AR-15, not an AK, not a shotgun. She wants an AR-15 if we had to use a rifle. So therefore, she has an AR-15 that she set up how she wants. I have this same luxury. She has handguns that are what she wanted. Without further ado, here is what she decided she wanted based on our conversations and our research for her purposes if it had to be a patrol style setup. Now, keeping in mind, when we talk about patrol on here, like I've already touched on, it is not necessarily a combat Iraq U.S. Army soldier rig, okay? Let's keep that in mind. This is a Condor chest rig. It is very, very easy to put on. That's step number one. It goes on like a vest and clips here in the front, okay? That is a big thing. She wanted it to be easy to put on. Then she wanted it to be lightweight. This, as it sits right now, and it's got ammo, it's got an IFAK, and we'll go over it in a second. As it sits right now, I'm probably guessing 10 pounds maybe, probably 10. It's got a couple different features though that are a big deal. It's got wide, like 3-inch wide shoulder straps as compared to what I'm wearing right now has got probably 1.5 inches, so it disperses the load better, okay? It is not going to wear on your shoulders quite as bad. It has an easy to use, easy to drink from hydration hose, which was an attachment to this chest rig. It came slightly different, but we got it an upgrade for this specific rig with a water backpack. You could put a few other things on here. I could mount additional pouches to the molly rigging here on the bottom if I chose to. But mainly this is a hydration pack, okay? As we go around the thing though, this pouch right here you'll see is empty. It is a standard AR-15 magazine pouch, and it fits a handgun. So she decided that she did not want a separate handgun holster that she would have to have conflict with these items, because this sits low around the waist, so she wouldn't be able to carry a handgun in a holster on its own. At least not with this rig. So she decided, you know what, if I'm carrying this rig, I'm probably going to be focused more on a rifle, or I wouldn't be wearing this rig. So this pouch does this right here. Standard M4 magazine pouch holds a full-size Glock. Check that out. Pretty cool. Not as fast to get out as, like, you know, a zero retention holster, but it works for her, and that's the big takeaway as we continue. So handgun right there. You can access it pretty quickly, right? Not a big deal. On the right side also is her IFAK. This is a quick detach, so pull the buckle, and then literally it has a handle on top, velcroed on, and it rips right off, okay? It's got a variety of stuff in there, tourniquet, gauze, things like that. As we move around, now we're on the back left side, we have a dump pouch. It has a pair of mechanics gloves inside. You want to protect your hands, okay? So dump pouch, toss whatever you need to. Extra magazines, used magazines, gloves, whatever. Continuing around on the left side, we have 3 AR-15 magazines, so a total of approximately 90 rounds, and I say that because I usually downgrade the magazines to be 28 rounds. It's just something we do, but approximately 90 additional rounds, and then 1 that would be in the gun. 3 magazines, and then we have, not right now is in there, but we have a pouch for 1 additional pistol magazine. And then up here we have a radio pouch with a very cheap, I need to upgrade this, a very cheap earpiece receiver and mic button, okay? Very cheap. So what I want you to have as a takeaway for this is my wife's gear. She designed it, she decided what she wanted it to do, what she wanted the concepts to be, and whether I would use it or not is irrelevant. It is what she decided, and my wife is not ignorant to training. So she decided on these items after she had been to many trainings with me. So she had some experience to base it on, right? That's important. You can look at pictures of what other people do all day. Until you do it, until you wear it, you don't really know what it's gonna be, okay? Gotta see what works, what conflicts, what you like, what you don't like, and moreover, what your purposes are. Main purpose of this rig, easy to put on, lightweight, you can move quickly. My wife knew that she did not want to wear hard armor. She decided that because the weight is too much. She decided it needed to be comfortable, easy to use, and simple, okay? It has extra ammo, but within a realistic realm of what she would potentially need. And I word it that way because we are not overseas in a combat zone. And yes, I talk about SHTF and how it could resemble a combat zone here if things went really bad. But you have to remember, we don't have a resupply coming. We are our own backup, and we need to be avoiding fights. We need to be quick, fast, nimble, agile. We need endurance on our side. We're in pretty good shape, my wife and I, physically. But I have no kind of fantasy that I'm in the best shape. I have no fantasy that I would be used to combat, even though I'm used to dealing with violence. It's not the same, and we need to also keep in mind that if SHTF came, we still have kids, right? So we can't be going on the offensive. You defend yourself if needed, but you need to know your limitations. You need to know what your objective is. You need to know what works for you. And you will likely find that more and more, the more things you do in this category, in the tactical or preparedness categories, you will learn more about yourself, what your capabilities are, and what you like. Make your own decisions. Don't just base it off of what I say or what anyone else says. Run this by your significant others if you feel it would be useful. Use it as food for thought. That chest rig was not overly expensive. Again, it's made by Condor. Know their gear is not the most high-speed, durable stuff on the planet, but it is affordable, and as preparedness items, so we're not in Iraq, it works really well for her, okay? I think it's called the Ronin, if you look that up. I will try to look it up and post it in the comments, that chest rig. I think it is called the Ronin. Anyway, I hope it helps, and I will see you guys later.